Hello, this is meteorologist Matthew Carter with your forecast for January 19th. So starting out here, looking at the current conditions, or this is the conditions as of um, the last update on this map, which was around 1 p.m. this afternoon. Temperatures in DC were 40 degrees with winds out of the southwest. At it looks like about 10 miles per hour. Um, We also, as you can see here, have a strong cold front that at that time was over the western Pennsylvania, West Virginia region that was moving towards our area, uh, which will result in much colder temperatures tomorrow. As you can see behind that cold front going into the Midwest, temperatures are only in the single digits to the teens, so very frigid air behind that. Looking at the current conditions right now here, um, at Dulles Airport, winds are out of the northwest at about 5 miles per hour with a temperature of 36 degrees and a temperature at Reagan National of 38 degrees right now. That frigid air remains in place further to our west. As you can see, temperatures in northern Indiana only around 4 or 5 degrees. Temperatures in Ohio only around 7 degrees. So very frigid air still. That Arctic air has moved in. Um, and continues to influence regions this time. So moving on from that, let's look at some modeling. So first starting out with the next few days, um, let's look at the temperatures. So moving into the overnight tonight into the day tomorrow, as you can see, winds have shifted from out of the southwest to now out of the northwest with that cold front that will have passed by tonight, by this evening into tonight. So then by tonight, with those winds out of the northwest, temperatures will cool very quickly overnight tonight, with lows only in the mid-teens, it looks like tomorrow morning, before temperatures warm up, but only to likely the upper 20s throughout the day tomorrow. So very frigid air in our region throughout the day tomorrow. Highs only in the upper 20s, so we won't expect warm conditions at all. Um, Then moving on overnight Wednesday night, that frigid air remains in place with low temperatures only around 13 degrees. Um, and then looking at some longer range weather, you can see winds shift out of the south by Wednesday, and which results in warmer air moving in. Temperatures begin to warm into the upper 30s on Wednesday on the American model here. Um, before, and then by the day on Thursday, we have winds out of the west, continued warming temperatures continue to warm into it looks like the upper 40s before another cold front moves in late in the day Thursday, with winds shifting out of the northwest in extremely frigid air. Look at this air in the Chicago area. It has in some areas minus 10 degrees. In Indiana, around 0 degrees, and that frigid air begins to move into our area by the day, by the end of the week. Friday will remain cold, with highs only in the mid to upper 30s, before Saturday is frigid, with temperatures with lows it looks like around 10 degrees and only warming into the teens throughout the day. So if you think we haven't had a cold winter yet, there's very much cold air to move in, especially this week and into this weekend. So be aware of that and make sure you bundle up when you go outside. Uh, Moving along from there and looking at precipitation. First, starting out in the next few days, looking at precipitation, it looks like it'll remain dry throughout the day tomorrow. Some precipitation, but that's far out in the Midwest on late Tuesday night. And on Wednesday in our area, there will be some precipitation out in the mountains, but none of the snow looks like it'll quite get to our area yet. Uh, then I'll move ahead and look at the European model here, just to continue to look at precipitation for longer ranges. Because right now, I think the European model is doing a better job of picking up on this longer range precipitation than the American model, what I was previously looking at. So looking at the European model for precipitation events here, let's look at it for starting around Wednesday. As you can see, I mentioned that snow out in the mountains um, on Wednesday, and you can see that here over in the mountain regions of the Appalachians around the West Virginia area. Now it looks like we're moving further along in the model onto the day Thursday, and still remaining dry in our area through Thursday, through Friday as that frigid air moves into the region. Then looking on Saturday, as you can see, most of the day on Saturday remains dry. This is around 10 a.m., still dry. Around 1 p.m., this remains dry. Now we move into Saturday evening and overnight Saturday, and you can see it begins to snow in our region, according to this European model. Snow continues to pick up later on overnight Saturday. Sorry, I accidentally did that. But snow continues to pick up overnight Saturday. And as you can see, overnight Saturday, now getting into Sunday morning. Some fairly heavy snow now at this point into early morning, now into the afternoon Sunday. Snow is beginning to get lighter now as it moves out of the region. And this is late in the evening Sunday, still snowing through much of the area, but it's beginning to move out. And then um, by by overnight Sunday, all the snow has moved out off the coast and out of the area. And according to this European model that I just looked at, now looking at snow totals here, because they're easier to pull up on this website, this European model brings a total of about 15 inches of snow to the DC area, about 15 and a half inches. Keep in mind, this is a very long way out, and this is something that will continue to have to be monitored. But as of now, this looks like the potential for a big snowstorm in our area next weekend, Saturday night into the day Sunday. Big snow as well further south into areas of into Virginia and into southern Virginia. Very big snow, according to this model. Some areas around 20 inches around the Richmond region. But further north, the low will track to our south, which will mean snow further north. There will be less snow, with only around 10 inches on the Mason-Dixon line. In areas further north, even less. So this looks like a lot of the times with events in our region, we will have to look at that rain-snow line. And a lot of times there's more rain to the south, more snow to the north, and northern areas get more snow than southern areas. But given that there's such polar air at this time, there's no concern about rain or any mixing with this event. And this low is tracking further to our south, so there will just be heavier precipitation to the south and less snow to northern areas, which is interesting. Looking at another model, the GFS model, it picks up on a lot less snow in our area. It has the low track very far to our south. The maximum snow is in the North Carolina region and it only brings about an inch to DC. As of now, I trust the scenario of the European model better than this American model run. The American model, I think, oftentimes doesn't pick up on these snowstorms as well, especially this far out. And um, given given how far out this is subject to change. But as of now, I trust the European model um, a bit more than this GFS or American model run. Because oftentimes with snowstorms and oftentimes with events like these, there are times where they stay to the south, but oftentimes they at least move further north than this brings, and um, especially in a pattern we have with this polar cold air in our region, I would expect the European model to win out as of now, but we'll have to continue to monitor the situation. It's very subject to change, and as of now, if you're looking at snow totals, those can't quite be forecasted super accurately at this point, given how far out this event is. But it's definitely um, something to continue to watch. And there's definitely the potential for a big snowstorm. But as of now, we don't know for certain as of yet. And can, and keep watching to stay up to date on this because it's very subject to change. And there's the potential for a big snowstorm, but you can't necessarily forecast anything at this point. It's so far out. So looking after that snowstorm event into the day Monday, temperatures warm. It looks like at least into the 30s, but temperatures remain cold in the pattern ahead for next week as well. So it looks like we won't see any massive warm up even after that snow event. Now from that, looking to our 5-day forecast that I recently wrote up, it looks like for the day tomorrow we'll have sunny skies, but with that cold front I mentioned, and with that polar air moving in from that's that's in regions further west, like the Midwest right now, with that polar air moving into our area tomorrow, there will be a low of 13 degrees and a high of only 28 degrees, with winds out of the northwest at 10 miles per hour. By Wednesday, we'll have partially sunny skies, winds out of the south at 15 miles per hour. And with that southerly winds, warmer air will move in with a high of 43 degrees and a low of 30 degrees. By Thursday, we'll have winds out of the west. Warm air will continue to move into our region. Winds of around 10 miles per hour and a high of 49 degrees and a low of 26 degrees. Then we'll have a cold front I previously showed that will move in Thursday evening. And after this, temperatures will begin to cool dramatically. Uh, by Friday, we'll have cloudy skies, winds out of the northwest at 15 miles per hour, a high of 36 and a low of only 10 degrees. As you can see, that rapid cool down with this strong cold front moving through, extremely cold air. Also, um, with 15-mile-per-hour winds, it'll feel a lot colder than it actually is as well. And then once we get into the day Saturday, I have snow here, but most of the day Saturday will be dry with cloudy skies. And then late in the day Saturday, potentially evening to overnight hours, snow will move into our region with winds out of the north at around 5 miles per hour, a high of only 18 degrees and a low of only 14 degrees. So one thing we know for certain is um, as of now, you can't be very certain about, how much precipitation is going to fall, how much snow will fall, because it's so far out. But I'd say we can know pretty much for certain right now that what does fall with this potential winter storm will be snow this weekend. And that just about covers the forecast for the next 5 days in our region. Stay tuned about this potential for this significant winter storm to impact our area. There's definitely a potential for that, but potential is a big word with this because it's so far out. Um, a lot is subject to change at this time. Thank you for watching, and feel free to leave a like on this video, and I hope you enjoy. Thank you.